This page is the vibrant cover of SEGA Saturn Fan Magazine, touting itself as a strategy special issue, covering 13 different titles across 70 pages. Prominently featured are colorful illustrations of anime-style characters, including the heroines from the highly anticipated visual novel Yuno, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World, and the unique action RPG Princess Crown. The cover highlights strategy coverage for major releases and upcoming titles of the era, such as the arcade port X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the racing game Sonic R, the dark RPG Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, and the critically acclaimed strategy title Dragon Force 2. Other notable games mentioned include Grandia, Riven/Mist, Shining Force 2 Eyes, and the intense shooter battle Garega. It's clear this issue is packed with gameplay guides and previews for some of the Sega Saturn's most exciting Latira offerings. This page explodes with vibrant, street art energy, presenting a chaotic yet exciting overview of upcoming Sega Saturn releases. The artwork is bold and stylized, featuring dynamic characters wrestling with game screens and controllers. It's framed as a list of legal stimulants, highlighting titles designed to get players hyped. Featured prominently are previews for eagerly awaited games. We see glimpses of Sonic R's high-speed racing, the tactical depth of Shining Force 2 Eyes Scenario 1, and the intense 3D fighting action of Zero Divide, the final conflict. The spread also covers Sega Touring Car Championship, bringing arcade racing excitement home, and the beloved RPG Grandia, known for its rich world and engaging battles. Additionally, the page promotes J-League Let's Make a Pro Soccer Club, offering fans a chance to build their own team. The energy of the Tokyo Joyopolis Sega Saturn Festa event is also captured, celebrating the community. This spread effectively conveys the diverse and thrilling lineup coming to the Saturn, teasing the next issue and reinforcing the console's strong software library. This page presents two exciting upcoming Sega Saturn releases. On the left is Princess Crown, an action RPG, set for release on December 11, 1997. Known for its stunning, detailed hand-drawn animation, the game boasts an incredible 15,000 total animation patterns for its characters, powered by a unique morphing system. Players will experience not only the main protagonist's journey, but also individual stories for the supporting characters. Small screenshots show off the game's vibrant side-scrolling gameplay. The right side features Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, specifically promoting the Devil Encyclopedia Volume 2, a CG library, and companion disc, scheduled for December 25, 1997. Priced lower than a full game, this disc is packed with content for fans, including a high-quality Devil Encyclopedia featuring demons drawn by Kazuma Kaneko, a fusion simulator allowing combinations of over 300 demons, a novel mode revealing character secret stories, and a sound room to listen to favorite in-game music. There's also a New Year campaign, offering a chance to win a Soul Hackers Extra Dungeon Cry Drum. Screenshots display the interface of the encyclopedia and simulator modes. This page is a content spread for the Sega Saturn Fan Magazine. The left side features the cover art for the visual novel Dukoku Soshite, showcasing several anime characters and mentioning a special package and a planned release for February 1998. The right side lays out the magazine's content, organized by section. Full strategy guides provide in-depth coverage on major titles like Yuno, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Sonic SAR, Sega Touring Car Championship, Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, and Princess Crown. Special features shine a light on games such as Grandia and Battle Garega. The Sega Dynamic Preview section gives players a look ahead at exciting upcoming releases, including Revolution Girl Utena, Dragon Force 2, Shining Force 2 Eyes Scenario 1, and Panzer Dragoon Saga. Other sections cover ongoing reports on titles like Machi and Riven, showcase new releases like Atelier Marie and Cotton 2, and include regular columns like game reviews and reader rankings. Small images on the right highlight the cover game characters, and announce a Saturn Fan editorial feature called Nadeshiko Volume 2. This page is a detailed feature on the Sega Saturn racing game, Sonic AR. The left side showcases vibrant character art featuring Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik, Eggman, in action, alongside a Japanese title that translates to something like Chaotic, Lively Grand Prix. Run, fly, jump, climb hills, cross rivers, highlighting the game's energetic and multifaceted gameplay. The right side prominently displays the game's logo, identifying it as Sonic Resar. The text emphasizes that this is an action racing game, where the course isn't strictly limited to the road, encouraging players to find original routes through intricate 3D environments. It mentions leveraging the unique abilities of the Sonic family characters, finding hidden items like Chaos Emeralds, and discovering secret characters. The entire field is described as a 3D circuit, packed with tricks and hidden features. The page details the main game modes: Grand Prix mode, showcasing tracks like Radical City, Resort Island, Regal Ruin, and Reactive Factory; Time Attack mode with variations like Normal, Reverse, and Balloon; and 2, Player versus mode, also featuring normal and balloon options. The game was scheduled to release on December 4, 1997, for 5,800 yen, with the Sega Saturn console listed at 20,000 yen. This page serves as the contents list for a substantial special feature within the magazine, titled Complete Strategy Guide. It boasts an unprecedented amount of information, focusing on practical data and thorough analysis for 13 highly anticipated titles. The feature spans a full 70 pages, presented as a dedicated, special edit by the Sega Saturn fan editorial team. The included games cover a diverse range of genres, from the adventure title, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World, and the fighting game X-Men vs. Street Fighter, to the racing action of Sonic SAR and Sega Touring Car Championship. Also featured are the RPG Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, the acclaimed action RPG Princess Crown, the simulation game Let's Make a J.League Pro Soccer Club 2, and the strategy classic Warcraft 2, Dark Saga, among others. This collection promises to fully support players enjoying their Sega Saturn life during the winter season, with detailed guides and data. This page kicks off a deep dive into the highly anticipated adventure game, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World. The striking artwork features the protagonist alongside a small dragon, hinting at the game's blend of fantasy and science fiction. This is presented as part of a comprehensive 14-page strategy guide covering one of the game's complex branching paths right up to the ending, promising an in-depth look including interviews and original artwork. A key focus is the game's unique system, ADM, Auto Diverge Mapping System. This innovative mechanic is central to exploring the game's parallel worlds by allowing players to map out timelines and jump between critical points, which is essential for solving the game's mysteries and uncovering its grand narrative across time and space. Screenshots show both the first-person exploration view and the visual timeline map used by ADMs, highlighting its importance in navigating the interwoven realities. This page delves deeper into the complex world of A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World, starting with a character relationship chart. It highlights key players like the protagonist Takuya Arima, his stepmother Ayumi, his deceased father Kuda, and figures like Ryuzuji Kuzu, Ichiju Mizuki, and various potential love interests and associates, illustrating their intertwined connections and feelings through arrows. The story summary reveals a dramatic opening. Takuya receives a mysterious package from his dead father, leading him to a strange encounter with a vanishing woman and confrontation with Ryuzuji Kuzu before a reality-shattering event. Crucially, the page explains the core gameplay mechanic, the ADMS, Auto Diverge Mapping System. This ingenious system automatically maps out the game's parallel world branches, allowing players to efficiently navigate and revisit critical points using jewel saves. It outlines the 4 main types of scenario branching that determine the path forward: location-based, item usage, dialogue choices, and specific conditions or past actions. An example, ADMS map, visually demonstrates how these branching paths are represented, promising players a challenging but navigable journey through Uno's multiple timelines. This system is vital for uncovering all the game's secrets and endings. This guide details the first day's strategy for A Girl Who Chants Love, using the ADM system. Act 1 focuses on Takuya's home, emphasizing the crucial choice of not reading a report to obtain the jewel. Key objectives include finding the cave memorandum on the beach and exploring the school hall, potentially meeting Miho. Act 2 involves Takuya returning home to find Ayumi, using the parent's letter item. The guide then covers interactions at Geotechnics with characters like Kaori and Kotomi Mimori, highlighting branching paths based on location or conditions. Meeting Ryuzuji and Yuko Arima are also crucial branching points. Finally, Finding the 20th page document at Geotechnics is essential. Frequent use of jewel saves is recommended to navigate the branching narrative. This page continues the strategy guide for Yuno, a girl who chants love, picking up at the conclusion of the first day and moving into the start of the second. The guide covers the end of the first day's Act 3, detailing events after the Geotechnics briefing. It highlights crucial branching points, such as the encounter with Miho and Kugajo at the school, and the decision regarding the cave memorandum item found in the lab. Another key choice involves whether to walk Miho home, which can lead to meeting Hofu in the city street after dropping Ayumi's photograph. Transitioning to the second day's Act 1, the guide focuses on finding Hofu after spending the night with Ayumi. It outlines the path, starting with speaking to coastal workers who direct you to Geotechnics. At Geotechnics, interactions with the guard are critical, potentially requiring the use of the magnetic card item to gain entry. The guide also covers searching Ayumi's house and returning to the living room, leading to a phone call. Finally, it describes the event at Ayumi's office, where Takuya witnesses a confrontation between Ayumi and Hofu. The visual flowcharts clearly illustrate these decision points and their consequences. Obtaining the magnetic card appears to be a vital step on the second day. This page continues the in-depth strategy guide for Yuno, a girl who chants love, specifically covering Act 2 of the second day. Here's where things get complex, focusing on Takuya, navigating intertwined relationships, and uncovering secrets. The guide details crucial events and branching choices. We see Takuya interacting with Mitsuki, a moment that could lead to a romantic path before Ayumi appears. Chasing Ayumi leads him to the school, encountering Kugajo and Miho, where discussions turn towards Takuya's father. A key sequence involves infiltrating Ayumi's office again, revolving around the mysterious 20-page document, and the acquisition of secret documents, which is influenced by an appearance by Hofu. Significant character interactions continue as Takuya witnesses Kaori speaking with Ryuzoji, hinting at Hofu's suspicious actions, and later observes Kaori in a secret meeting with Hofu himself. A major plot point introduced is the sudden disappearance of Mio, prompting a search in the city. Finally, the guide highlights another branching point in the city, where Takuya can encounter Eriko-sensei, and a return to Ayumi's office, where Kaori offers assistance in exchange for the 20-page document, leading to the secret documents. These choices are critical for progressing through this complex segment of the game. This page continues the strategy guide for Yuno, a girl who chants love, now covering Act 3 of the second day. A diagram shows the branching paths leading through points 23 to 29. The guide details crucial events and choices. Point 25 is a branching point centered around a confrontation with Hofu. Following this, at point 26, Takuya, feeling down, encounters Kaori in the city. At point 27, another branching point involves using these secret documents obtained previously, which can expose Hofu's connection to the Yakuza and his secrets. A major emotional turning point occurs at point 28, where Takuya and Yuno finally cross the line of parent and child and connect deeply. This is illustrated with several portraits showing Yuno's tearful expressions. The guide emphasizes how they have both desired this connection. Point 29 describes Takuya proposing to Yuno while spending peaceful time in the park. However, the discovery of a blue card in Yuno's research lab leads to a sudden shift. The page concludes with an image of Takuya looking towards a distant world, hinting at seeking further truth and journeying to a different parallel world. The screenshots show various key moments, including the confrontation, the meeting with Kaori, intimate moments with Yuno, and the scene in the lab. This page presents a special feature promoting the upcoming Sega Saturn release of Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. It announces a limited mouse bundle edition for players who prefer that input method, priced at 9,800 yen. The page also unveils exclusive original line art sketches from the Saturn version, contrasting them with the final, vibrant in-game CGS, highlighting the detailed work by the developers. Several captivating screenshots and illustrations are displayed, including close-ups of characters like Kana and Yuno, showcasing the game's expressive artwork. There's an interview with Kimiko Koyama, the voice actress for Yuno, where she discusses her experience voicing the character and playing the game, expressing her joy and connection to the role. Finally, the page promotes a poster giveaway featuring different character artworks from the game. This page presents a comprehensive strategy guide for the popular fighting game, X-Men vs. Street Fighter. It dives deep into the game's core mechanics, aiming to help players understand the new system features and improve their win rate. Key sections break down crucial techniques, like the variable attack, explaining its use when health is low, and the variable combination, highlighting its effectiveness as a linked combo technique. The guide also details the advancing guard for pushing back attacks, and the variable counter for safe character switching. A significant focus is placed on mastering chain combos, illustrating the basic input sequences, and emphasizing the importance of practice. Screenshots throughout the page show various characters, including Cyclops, Wolverine, Chun-Li, and Ryu, performing these techniques in action. The guide includes tables summarizing character compatibility with chain combos, and listing character-specific variable countermoves and their properties. The page concludes by teasing the next section, which will offer character-specific strategy guides. This is essential reading for anyone looking to dominate in X-Men vs. Street Fighter. This page dives into character-specific strategies for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, offering tips and essential combos for 4 key fighters. First up is Cyclops, whose section highlights the power of his double jump and hyper combos, emphasizing his optic blast and neckbreaker drop as core tools. Suggested combos combine various normal and special attacks, including his powerful mega optic blast. Next is Wolverine, known for his speed and ability to exploit openings. The guide points out the effectiveness of his Drill Claw and Tornado Claw, presenting rapid attack sequences and combos, incorporating his signature Berserker Barrage and aerial raves. Storm's section focuses on her aerial mobility, particularly the tactical use of her air dash to control space and mix up attacks. It covers her Lightning Storm special move and provides combos leveraging her unique air-based strategies. Finally, the page looks at Cyber Akuma, labeled here as Cyber Tuekis, focusing on utilizing his jump attacks and powerful punches. Combos shown feature his normal attacks, special moves like the Weapon X Dash, likely a unique move for this character, and follow-ups into aerial raves. Throughout the page, screenshots demonstrate these techniques and combos in action, providing visual examples for players looking to master these characters. This page continues with detailed character breakdowns for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, focusing on 4 more distinct fighting styles. First is Gambit, highlighted for his zoning abilities with the kinetic card and close-range pressure. His Cajun Slash is noted for speed and effectiveness, and combos are shown transitioning from normal attacks into his special moves and aerial raves. Next, Juggernaut's section emphasizes his raw power and super armor. While his startup can be slow, canceling into moves like Nail Slam or Juggernaut Head Crush makes him formidable. His Earthquake Punch is a reliable tool, and combos demonstrate his ability to launch opponents into aerial raves. Rogue is presented as a character capable of frustrating opponents with her Power Drain, which steals power gauge. Her aerial mobility and unique moves like Goodnight Sugar and Sonic Boom allow for varied offense and defense, with combos highlighting these versatile abilities. Finally, Magneto's strategy revolves around airborne combat and projectile control. His M-Disruptor and Magnetic Shockwave are key tools, and his air dash is essential for mixing up attacks and creating opportunities for combos, including launching opponents with hypergravitation into aerial raves. Screenshots throughout the page illustrate the key moves and complex aerial rave sequences discussed for each character, offering visual guidance for players aiming to master these powerful fighters. This page continues the X-Men vs. Street Fighter character deep dives, focusing on Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, and Charlie Nash. Ryu is presented as a versatile fighter, adapting to the opponent, emphasizing strategic use of Hadouken and Shoryuken, and confirming hits into his super arts. Mastering close-range Shoryuken is highlighted as key. The screenshots show various stages of his combos and aerial raves. Chun-Li is showcased for her exceptional aerial mobility, including multiple jumps and air dashes. Her strategy involves mixing up attacks with moves like Kikoken and Spinning Bird Kick, and leveraging chain combos from crouching positions to launch into devastating aerial raves, as illustrated by the multi-hit combo screenshots. Shokin section notes his high hyper combo potential, building upon a base strategy similar to Ryu, but with an emphasis on canceling his Tatsumaki Senpukyaku into Shoryuken or Shoryurepa for powerful finishes. Aerial Hadouken is mentioned for zoning, and screenshots depict his super art and aerial rave sequences. Finally, Charlie Nash is described as a zoning and pressure character, using Sonic Boom and quick dashes. His game plan revolves around mixing up attacks, including jump-ins and his somersault shell. His hyper combos, particularly Sonic Break, are central to his offensive strategy, with screenshots showing his Sonic Boom and successful aerial raves and Sonic Break sequences. The page provides sample combos and notes on leveraging each character's unique abilities within the game system. The next page provides in-depth guides for 4 X-Men vs. Street Fighter characters: Dhalsim, Cammy, Zangief, and M. Bison. Dhalsim excels at zoning with Yoga Fire and Flame, utilizing high-damage throws when opponents close. Cammy's guide emphasizes her speed and rushdown with Spiral Arrow and Cannon Spike, highlighting chain combos and aerial raves. Zangief, the premier grappler, focuses on close-range attacks like Screwpile Driver and Russian Suplex, utilizing body presses for throws. Calm Bison's guide covers his zoning and rushdown, using Psycho Shot and Psycho Crusher. Strong defense and super jump are emphasized, along with aerial combos leading to powerful super arts. A fighting game glossary snippet defines Tsukashi. This page focuses on 2 different Sega games. Building on the fighting game coverage from the previous page, there are detailed guides for Ryu and Akuma in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, highlighting key special moves like Tatsumaki Senpukyaku and Shun Goku Satsu, along with combo strategies and aerial raves. There are also comprehensive tables breaking down various characters' stats, covering everything from attack power and defense to mobility and ease of combo execution, plus a list of moves that can be absorbed by power drain abilities. The main highlight, however, is a special strategy guide for the racing game Sonic R. This section emphasizes aggressive racing tactics rather than following standard routes. Key points include mastering the start dash for an early lead, constantly seeking out and exploiting shortcuts across the tracks, ignoring the regular path if a faster option exists, and effectively utilizing the unique warp system to cover ground quickly. The guide also provides a breakdown of the core Sonic characters' performance stats, rating their top speed, acceleration, turning, grip, and jump ability from A to D, showing who excels in different areas. It's all about shaving off every possible second to dominate the race. The next page continues the deep dive into mastering Sonic SAR, following up on the character stats and general strategies from the previous page. This 2-page spread provides detailed, course-specific guides for Resort Island and Radical City. For Resort Island, it breaks down critical points like the early jump shortcut across the small island, effective turning techniques, navigating sharp corners before warp zones, understanding the right split in the road, and crucially, advising players to avoid the loop near the finish line in favor of a faster route. The guide emphasizes aggressive tactics, suggesting players always look for the quickest path. Turning to Radical City, the page highlights 2 major shortcuts key to winning this course. It details the first shortcut through the rocks, stressing the importance of a perfect landing after the jump. It then covers the second shortcut, a tricky jump requiring acceleration and precise aiming towards the pinball bumpers that propel you across. The guide also advises players on the final split before the goal, strongly recommending taking the left path towards the warp system rather than the ring gate. Screenshots across both pages illustrate the specific locations and techniques being described, reinforcing the focus on shaving off time through strategic shortcuts and masterful execution, perfectly aligning with the aggressive racing philosophy discussed on the previous page. This page dives deep into the strategies for the 3rd course in Sonic SAR, Regal Ruin, a track known for its challenging sequence of tight curves. It breaks down the course into key sections, showing players how to maximize their speed and find shortcuts. This includes a crucial tunnel shortcut early on to avoid an uphill section, advice on navigating the sharp turns effectively, and guidance on using the warp system, emphasizing the need to collect rings beforehand. It also provides alternative shortcut options if the warp system isn't accessible. Additionally, the page offers character analysis, specifically highlighting Tails as an excellent, stable racer who excels with his flying ability, although he struggles in water. It also introduces 2 formidable unlockable characters, Metal Knuckles, who boasts enhanced jump and glide capabilities and can run on water, and Metal Sonic, described as having superior speed, acceleration, and handling, also capable of running on water but unable to double jump or spin dash. This page provides a deep dive into Sega Touring Car Championship, focusing on strategy for the country circuit track and revealing hidden content. It breaks down the course, offering corner-by-corner advice on optimal racing lines and techniques to navigate the challenging turns effectively, emphasizing mastering the difficult first corner and utilizing banks on others. The major reveal is the hidden Sega Racing Proto Car, an experimental machine said to be a formidable challenger to the game's licensed vehicles. This car has a unique feature where its AI learns and adapts to the player's driving style, creating a virtual driver that players can race against, or even swap with friends, using the AI data save function. The page also details how to unlock the bonus exhibition course by completing the championship mode on the Saturn version, adding extra content beyond the main campaign. It's clear the game holds secrets and depth for dedicated players. This page continues the deep dive into Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, presenting the second volume of its comprehensive strategy guide. The focus shifts to revealing key game systems and hidden mechanics vital for success. The guide unveils the secrets of the Pet Shop, a unique facility where players can engage in demon trading based on specific requests. This shop is highlighted as a critical location for obtaining rare demons and valuable information otherwise inaccessible, becoming available after clearing a particular event in the game. It also explains the Demon Crystal system, a process allowing certain demons, provided they have sufficient loyalty, to transform into powerful items. Several examples are shown, illustrating how specific demons yield different valuable items. Furthermore, the page details the GUMP's install software system. These software programs can be installed into the GUMP device to grant various advantageous effects, ranging from aiding dungeon exploration with features like auto-mapping and enemy encounters display, to enhancing combat capabilities, or assisting in demon negotiation. A list of available software, their uses, and effects is presented, emphasizing that choosing the right software for the situation is crucial for efficient play. The content underscores the strategic depth these systems add to the gameplay experience. This page continues the comprehensive guide for Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, diving deep into the combat abilities of demons and the protagonist's partner. Building on the previous page's discussion of game systems, this section provides the raw data for battle. It details the various magic spells and special attacks demons can utilize, breaking them down by type, such as attack magic, special attacks, recovery magic, and support/assistance magic. These sections list the abilities along with their MP or HP costs, range, and effects, providing players with the knowledge needed to exploit enemy weaknesses and utilize their demons effectively. A significant portion is dedicated to showcasing demons found between levels 17 and 3-3. For each demon featured, including notable ones like Megami Fortuna and Chiboshin Pele, their key statistics, attributes like alignment and resistance, and learned skills are presented. This is crucial for players deciding which demons to recruit and develop. The page also outlines the magic learned by the partner character as they level up, categorized by element and function. Overall, this page serves as an essential combat reference, equipping players with the data on offensive and defensive skills and the capabilities of mid-level demons, directly supporting tactical planning in Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers. This page continues the deep dive into Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, providing players with critical combat data. Following on from the previous page's game system overview, this section acts as a detailed bestiary, focusing on the capabilities of numerous demons players will encounter and potentially recruit. It presents a comprehensive breakdown for each featured demon, including their race, level, vital statistics like HP, MP, and core attributes such as strength, magic, and speed. Crucially, it lists their personality, alignment, and resistances or weaknesses, vital information for tactical battles. The guide also details the specific magic spells and special skills each demon learns as they level up, covering a wide variety of demon types, from fairies and ghosts to elementals and divine beasts. This page is an essential reference for understanding your party's strengths and weaknesses, planning fusions, and exploiting enemy vulnerabilities in the game's complex combat system. It's pure data designed to give players the edge in the digital world of Soul Hackers. This page continues our exploration of Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, shifting focus from demon data to essential navigation. It provides comprehensive map strategies for key areas players will traverse. The guide covers the journey through Tenkai Airport, offering detailed floor maps for the B, 1F, 1F, 2F, and 3F levels. It highlights critical points like elevators, counters, and damage zones, providing step-by-step instructions on how to proceed, including specific tasks like unlocking sequence-based counters necessary to advance. The walkthrough culminates in preparation for a boss battle within the airport. Additionally, the page features a map and details for the Sea-Arc Training Center's 3Fs. Both sections include lists of demons you're likely to encounter in these locations, allowing players to prepare their party and strategies based on known enemy types. This is a practical guide designed to help players navigate and overcome the challenges presented in these crucial dungeons. Screenshots show key locations and interactions within the game world. This page continues the guide for Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers. Shifting focus to the Tenkai Airport Dungeon, you'll find detailed maps for the 1F, B1F, 2F, and 3F levels, clearly marking key locations like elevators, treasure chests, and special counters you'll need to interact with. The maps are essential for navigating this complex area and locating valuable items. The guide also provides a list of demons you can expect to encounter here, giving you insight into the enemies you'll face. There's a specific warning about the Moshobo demon, noting its powerful physical attacks and a dangerous self-destruct move that deals over 100 damage, but thankfully, it's weak to gun attacks. Screenshots show the visual style of the airport dungeon as you explore. This section is a practical walkthrough designed to help players successfully traverse the airport and prepare for upcoming challenges. This guide details 3 dungeons in Devil Summoners. Soul Hackers needed to rescue Tomoko. The VR Art Museum, requiring navigation through 2 floors, features obstacles and a painting containing Tomoko. The imprisonment dungeon involves gathering clues from elders to access books and proceeds, while the storage area presents a maze-like structure where understanding creature dialogue is key. Finally, the chest by the window area prepares players for the boss fight against Aquilina, a powerful foe requiring a well-prepared party with strong healing and magic defense. Strategies are hinted at by earlier interactions with a boy in the museum. Detailed maps and demon lists accompany each dungeon. The next page provides a strategy guide for the action RPG Princess Crown, focusing on fundamental combat techniques. This guide breaks down the essential actions players need to master in Princess Crown. It covers the core combat system, explaining how to perform continuous attack combos by simply mashing the attack button. Defensive strategies are detailed, including blocking by holding back, though it notes that some attacks are unblockable. Key evasion techniques like sidestepping and backstepping are highlighted as crucial for avoiding damage and creating opportunities, accessed by pressing the B button during an incoming attack. The guide also explains special moves, powerful attacks activated by holding the attack button, which have wider range but consume a significant amount of your power gauge. Managing this gauge is crucial for both offense and defense. Finally, it touches on using wake-up attacks to counter enemies after being knocked down, and the effectiveness of dashes to quickly close distance to foes. Screenshots throughout the page illustrate these various actions and combat scenarios. This page shifts focus to the narrative and early progression of Princess Crown, introducing the young Queen Gradriel, one of the game's protagonists. The story begins as she ascends to the throne and decides to leave the safety of the castle to explore the world, believing it necessary to understand her kingdom and people firsthand. This leads her to the town of Nutsville, where a mystery of missing children unfolds, with villagers pointing suspicion towards the elves. The page details how Gradriel gains permission to leave the castle, involving interactions with her advisor Gesnai, and the intervention of the Elven Knight area. The journey to Nutsville involves overcoming early battles, and new gameplay elements like item use in combat and a cooking system for health recovery using collected ingredients are highlighted. This section provides a glimpse into the opening chapters of Gradriel's quest, blending story progression with the introduction of essential mechanics beyond basic combat. This page continues the adventure in Princess Crown, picking up from the investigation in Nutsville. After hearing information, the path to the northern forest opens up. Heading there, you discover a small house where the missing children have been transformed into animals by a witch. The page shows the confrontation with the witch and the subsequent battle. Following this event, the narrative shifts to the town of Drangora, a town previously ravaged by a dragon. The goal is now to confront this dragon to help the townspeople. The page shows scenes in Drangora, highlighting interactions and preparations for the journey up the mountain where the dragon resides. Recovery items and preparations are crucial before heading into the dangerous mountain path. Climbing the mountain leads to a confrontation with the dragon, a formidable foe. Just as the situation looks dire, a mysterious young swordsman named Edward appears, coming to Gradriel's aid. The page highlights Edward's powerful intervention and the subsequent battle alongside him. After the dragon is defeated, Edward gives Gradriel advice before departing. The story then returns to the castle, where a strange transformation is occurring within Queen Ariel's room. This strategy guide for Princess Crown's opening chapters, Nanatsu Kaze no Shima Monogatari, provides a progress chart from the prologue to Chapter 4, focusing on completing the picture book objective. The guide emphasizes the Wind Beast Chronicle item. The prologue involves environmental interaction and lore-based questions. Chapter 1 introduces companions, tools, and waka worm hunting. Chapter 2 focuses on battling Kanzu, rescuing clients, and navigating specific locations. Chapter 3 details obtaining the Windstone from the Wind Lion, highlighting dialogue importance. Chapter 4 requires finding Hitomi in a pyramid, defeating a monster, and reaching the Wind Lion's room. The guide offers step-by-step instructions and screenshots to aid players through character interactions, item collections, and key actions. This page offers a detailed strategy guide for the Scout chapter of the game Hop Step Idle. It focuses on teaching players the methods for achieving a best scout to increase intimacy with potential idols effectively. The guide highlights that scouting approaches can differ depending on the player character's gender and the location, such as Harajuku or Shibuya. Several characters are featured with specific steps for successful scouting. You'll find guidance on scouting Kosaka Ryo by helping him out of police questioning, Sawaguchi Ran by assisting her grandmother in Yoyogi Park, and Saotome Yuta by being persistent despite initial difficulties. The page also covers scouting Aihara Makoto after helping a lost child, by buying him toys, on the streets of Shibuya, and after interactions in Roppongi. Each section includes a screenshot showing the character in the scouting scenario, and a list of actions or dialogue choices to follow. The guide provides a practical, step-by-step approach to navigating interactions and dialogue options required for each character's successful scout. This page shifts focus, with the left side continuing a guide on how to raise idols, detailing how lessons and work impact various parameters like song, dance, acting, talk, charm, and physical condition. It also touches on character relationships and teamwork values among the featured characters. The main strategy content on the right dives into J-League Pro Soccer Club Wo Tsukuru 2, highlighting that creating custom edit players is a major draw. The guide explains the process of defining a player's type by selecting keywords from categories like technique, heart, body, intelligence, and sense. It covers how these keywords influence player parameters and growth patterns, mentioning the vast number of potential combinations. Screenshots show the player editing interface and a hexagonal graph representing player parameters. This page dives deeper into the custom player creation system in J-League Pro Soccer Club Wo Tsukuru 2, specifically detailing the impact of various keywords. The left side explains how choosing keywords based on position, such as forward, FW, midfielder, MF, and goalkeeper, GK, affects the resulting player's strengths and weaknesses, often visualized through a radar graph. The guide suggests selecting keywords that align with the desired role, like speed and shooting for FWS. The main focus is a comprehensive list of keywords categorized by attribute: shoot, pass, dribble, defense, goalkeeper, intelligence and spirit, body, charm, and other. For each keyword, the page shows its grade, indicating impact strength, and a radar graph illustrating how it influences player parameters. This section essentially serves as a visual dictionary for builders wanting to understand how specific traits like accurate shot, pinpoint pass, or strong body will shape their custom players' abilities. There's also a small lab section reporting on test players created using specific keyword combinations. This page dives into the vital process of training your players to strengthen your club in J-League Pro Soccer Club Wo Tsukuru 2. It outlines the training system itself, covering everything from fundamental basic training to more specialized and tactical training sessions. The core idea is that daily practice is essential for improving player parameters and overall team performance. The guide explains how different training types impact various skills and tactical understanding. A particularly interesting element is the coach's comments section, which provides feedback on player performance after training, giving you insight into their progress and comprehension of tactics, similar to how a real coach evaluates their squad. Mastering these training methods is key to building a championship-winning team. This page continues the in-depth guide for building a powerhouse club in J-League Pro Soccer Club Wo Tsukuru 2. Following up on the basics of training. Part 2 focuses on boosting efficiency through methods like sending players on study abroad to various countries like Germany or Brazil, each offering unique developmental benefits. It also highlights the importance of investing in club facilities, including different rooms like gyms, pools, and medical centers, which directly impact player training effectiveness and recovery. Part 3 shifts to the pursuit of victory. It discusses strategies for acquiring players, specifically focusing on recruiting talented J-League players and top-class foreign stars to quickly strengthen your squad. The guide also emphasizes match preparation, detailing the need to scout opponents to understand their strengths and weaknesses, and explores the use of victory premiums to motivate players. Furthermore, it touches upon the significance of hiring a skilled manager for player growth, the value of fan support in filling the stadium for financial gain, and the crucial element of long-term strategic planning for sustained success, including developing players through competitive matches and scouting for future talent. The page concludes with a call for players to send in their thoughts and feedback on the game. This page delves into a strategic guide for stages 11 through 14 of the game Ronde, providing essential data and tactical advice. The guide emphasizes the importance of group action after the initial stages, advising players to avoid solo movements to maximize effectiveness. It outlines key points for navigating these challenging levels, including specific strategies for stages like the General Hospital, Stage 11, the Sad Battle, Stage 12, and Kaina, Stage 13, where players team up with Saw and Hamoud and must manage party movement and composition carefully. After clearing Karina, the path splits into two potential routes: the Tin University campus and the Demon's Rebellion. The guide briefly touches upon the initial challenges of each path, such as party splitting in the university or facing specific enemy types like Jack-Lantern near a bridge in the Rebellion route. Included are valuable data sections covering various aspects of the game. This includes a list of hidden treasures found in stages 11 through 14, detailing the items received like MGC incense, chakra drops, various jewels, and even equipment like the Bastard Sword. There are also tables listing weapons and armor with their stats and special effects, and detailed information on demons, including their stats, resistances, and examples of successful capsule fusions. Furthermore, a list highlights which specific demons encountered in battle can or cannot be conversed with, and potential conversation outcomes. The page features screenshots showcasing the game's turn-based combat system. This page provides a comprehensive strategy guide for Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness, focusing on the intermediate to late stages, 5 through 8. The core philosophy emphasized is the slow and steady strengthening of your forces before engaging in large-scale battles. The guide covers fundamental strategic points crucial for success, such as the importance of consistent farm production to support your growing army, fortifying your base to withstand attacks, and actively seeking out new resource locations like gold mines. A key tactical point highlighted is the necessity of moving units in cohesive large groups rather than individually, especially for combat, to prevent disorganization and maximize effectiveness. Detailed strategies are offered for stages 5 through 8. Stage 5 involves consolidating power in the east and launching attacks from the southeast, utilizing transports for amphibious assaults. Stage 6 is a linear movement stage along the coast, where production is not possible, using catapults to target enemies behind defenses, and scouting spells like Cho'Gall's Eye are recommended. Stage 7 focuses on small, tactical landing operations and building defenses on central islands, with ballistas being essential against ogre units. Finally, Stage 8 is about breaking enemy defense lines, using powerful juggernauts, and securing vital oil resources. The guide also specifically warns players about dangerous enemy units like transports, catapults, and submarines, and provides basic unit composition examples, suggesting formations of ground units supported by siege weaponry. This page dives deep into the world of Culdicept, offering essential strategies and demystifying some of its complex mechanics, focusing on creatures and battle interactions. It highlights key creatures with unique abilities you might overlook, such as Song Yaoja, Valkyrie, Ketchi, and Woos, detailing how their special skills can give you an edge. The guide tackles intriguing battle scenarios, like how creature abilities stack or contradict, explaining what happens when a creature with unlimited street strength, like Durahan, exceeds 999, or the outcome of confusing matchups like Stonewall versus Chainspore or Holy Symbol against Caesar's Form. It also touches upon tactical nuances, like using decoy with attack items, and the effects of creature-enhancing spells like Mutation. Finally, it offers practical tips for overall gameplay, including effective card collection strategies and understanding land values, proving that mastering Culdicept requires not just strong cards, but also tactical wisdom and knowledge of its intricate rules. This page presents a comprehensive strategy flowchart for the Sega Saturn game, Magic School Lunar, specifically covering the game's progression from Chapter 5 through Chapter 8. It details the key events along the shortest route, including character interactions, character demos, necessary conditions to advance, trigger conditions, information gathering points, anime cutscenes, anime demos, and mandatory battles, forced battles. The guide lays out the sequence of events chapter by chapter, helping players navigate the story efficiently. For instance, Chapter 5 involves investigating a haunted island, Chapter 6 focuses on finding a mermaid's jewel, Chapter 7 features a major operation, and Chapter 8 introduces a mysterious new student. Crucially, for each chapter from 5 to 8, the page also lists the magic spells the characters can learn. It specifies which characters can acquire certain spells, and, notably, names the teacher responsible for imparting that knowledge, including characters like Nash, Bloom, Still, and Kent. This information is vital for players looking to build their characters' magical abilities effectively as they progress through the game's later stages. This page kicks off with a special report focused on the upcoming RPG sensation, Grandia. Prominently displayed are vibrant character illustrations and dynamic screenshots showcasing the game's world, its young protagonist, and his companions. Large headlines convey themes of trials and emotions awaiting the hero, emphasizing the excitement building just 2 weeks before its release. The page also features a Hello from the Postcard survey section, presenting reader feedback. Various voices share their thoughts on recent game purchases, future gaming plans for the year-end, and opinions on games they've been playing recently, mentioning titles like Sakura Wars, Falcom Classic, Princess Crown, and Street Fighter. Readers discuss their gameplay experiences and what they're looking forward to. Furthermore, there are rankings based on reader surveys for the most and least interesting articles from the previous issue, highlighting reader engagement with the magazine's content. The detailed game information table for Grandia is also present, listing its specs. This page is designed for reader interaction, featuring postcard submission forms for contests and surveys. Readers can tear off sections to apply for presents, or submit game results and feedback. The present application lists a selection of popular Saturn titles available as prizes, spanning genres like RPGs, simulation, fighting, and sports games. Below the postcards is a survey form asking for demographic information and reader preferences, including rankings for desired items or articles from the issue. It serves as a direct line for the magazine to gather data and engage its audience. This page dives deep into the exciting battle system of Grandia, highlighting the 3 crucial factors for success: speed, positioning, and strategic use of skills and magic. The combat unfolds in real time, with characters acting based on a speed gauge, emphasizing the importance of command input timing. Crucially, the game rewards intelligent positioning. Attacking an enemy from behind grants a preemptive strike, giving you a significant advantage. The page details how skills and magic, though potent, require casting time, making counterattacks after an enemy's action a prime opportunity. It also touches on acquiring new magic through mana eggs. Character sections spotlight Justin's powerful offensive skills and magic, Sue's proficiency in support and healing, and Fina's varied abilities depending on her equipped weapon, including potent fire magic. Screenshots showcase various combat scenarios and impressive skill/magic effects, like Justin's shockwave, Sue's puffer, and Fina's explosive fire spells. Finally, the page briefly covers the post-battle sequence, showing the victory screen, acquired items in gold, learned skills, and experience gain for leveling up. It also notes convenient health recovery spots found throughout dungeons. This page provides a look at the initial locations and pivotal story moments in Grandia. It covers Parm Town, detailing locations like Justin's house, Sue's house, shops for essential gear, the train station leading to Garlisle Base, and the museum showcasing ancient artifacts, including mysterious statues of the light-winged people. Key early events are highlighted, such as the introduction of the Garlisle Three, the impressive daughters of General Baal, who represent a significant force. The emotional sequence of Justin making the decision to leave home and begin his adventure is shown, emphasizing his determination and his mother's silent support. The journey truly begins when Justin boards a ferry and meets Fina, a renowned adventurer. Their encounter leads to events that test Justin's abilities, culminating in Fina acknowledging him as a fellow adventurer, marking the official start of his grand quest. This page delves into the next chapter of Grandia's adventure, introducing New Parm, the first major town encountered on the new continent. It provides a helpful map of the town, highlighting key locations like the Adventurers Guild, various shops, and inns, essential for stocking up and recuperating. The town is bustling with information, and the Adventurers Guild is a crucial hub, though it seems the guild leader, Pekon, is causing some trouble. The page explains the gameplay mechanics for interacting with shops and the dialogue system, noting that conversations often present three choices, which can significantly alter character reactions, adding depth to interactions. A major dramatic turn is revealed. Pekon is attempting to force Fina into marriage. The narrative shifts to the urgent plot to stop the wedding, showing Justin and Sue infiltrating the church basement, facing various obstacles. The page ends on a cliffhanger, questioning Fina's fate amidst this desperate rescue attempt. It's clear New Parm isn't just a peaceful stop, but a place where the story takes a significant and unexpected turn. This page showcases upcoming Grandia characters like Gadwin and Milda, and previews the revolutionary Girl Utena adventure game coming to Sega Saturn. This page offers an introduction to the major characters featured in the upcoming Revolutionary Girl Utena adventure game. It presents character profiles with full-body illustrations, a memorable quote, and a brief description highlighting their personality, role, and relationships within Okotori Academy. You'll find the protagonist, Utena Tenju, driven by a promise to a prince, alongside Himemiya Ankadi, the mysterious Rose Bride who holds the key to revolutionary power. The page also introduces prominent figures like Otori Akio, the Academy chairman, the dueling rivals Saionji Kyoichi and Kiryu Tuga, the skilled fencing captain Arisugawa Juri, and other significant students and staff members like Kiryu Nanami and Kaoru Miki. Each profile gives a glimpse into their motivations and how they connect to the complex narrative of duels and destiny, setting the stage for the player's interactions in the game. There's even a mention of Anthy's small companion, Choo-Choo. This page serves as a vital guide for players, familiarizing them with the unique cast and their intertwined fates before diving into the game's story. Brief summary. This page introduces the major characters from Revolutionary Girl Utena, with profiles, illustrations, quotes, and descriptions for the upcoming game. This page presents a special report announcing the long-awaited sequel to the acclaimed strategy RPG, Dragon Force 2. Set 50 years after the ending of the first game, the Japanese subtitle is Divine Land. The game is highlighted as a dramatic simulation RPG, featuring the series' signature real-time battles and map progression. To commemorate the release decision, a character-making contest is being held. Fans can select one of 6 provided base character illustrations and submit ideas for their name, personality, and a battle quote, assigning them one of 8 job types, such as Knight, Spirit User, Sorcerer, or Samurai. The page displays illustrations of these 6 potential characters and screenshots from the original Dragon Force, hinting at the scale of the battles. The deadline for contest submissions is December 31st. 1997. This page features a special report on Dragon's Dream, an ambitious network RPG for the Sega Saturn, where players create their own adventure in a virtual world. Players design unique avatars by selecting from various races and classes, offering fresh possibilities for exploration. The game centers around the virtual city of Miseria Polis, which serves as the hub for all activities. Within the city, players can visit locations like a tavern to meet and party with other players for real-time chat and grouping, a guild to learn skills, a post office for player-to-player communication and item exchange, a library for information, a shopping street for supplies, and a shrine to accept quests. The report highlights the social aspect of meeting other players. Adventures extend beyond the city into numerous waiting dungeons, featuring changing layouts and enemies, where combat unfolds in real-time phases. There's even a coliseum for player versus player battles. The game required the Sega Saturn modem and keyboard, and utilized the nifty Serve online service with associated fees. The service was set to begin on December 20th. The page conveys excitement for the dawn of a new type of online adventure on the platform. This page dives deeper into the world of Shining Force 2 Eyes, revealing new details about this highly anticipated RPG. It highlights the opening movie with its impressive CG battle sequences, and introduces elements of the story like the giant gods and a mysterious girl. A key new feature discussed is the friendship status. Though its exact effects are still unclear, it seems to play a role in combat. The report also features new types of battle maps, including special missions requiring players to protect citizens or tackle simultaneous objectives, adding strategic depth. The third revealed summon magic is the powerful water-based Wendy Go, showcasing impressive transparent effects. Finally, the page introduces key members of the antagonist group, the mysterious Bullsome cult, providing character art and brief descriptions for 4 of their commanders, Goriate, Bazanda, Desharon, and Furil. The page also includes a look at the world map, giving a sense of the locations players will visit. The content is based on insights gained from playing a sample version of the game. This page serves as an introduction to the opening hours of Shining Force 2I, Scenario 1, detailing the initial events in the neutral trading country of Saraband. Players begin their adventure with Synbios, meeting crucial allies like Prince Medion and members of his force, including Dantars, Mascarin, and Grace, who join the party. The narrative quickly escalates from gathering information to the game's first strategic battle against the mysterious masked group, the Bullsome cult. A significant turning point is revealed with the betrayal of Benetrim, a key ally, leading the force on a pursuit to the Saraband pier. The page highlights the strategic nature of these early battles and teases a critical moment at the pier involving the pursuit of a fake Benetrim. Crucially, the outcome of this pursuit and the potential rescue of a witness named Garrosh directly influences the story, branching into different scenarios based on success or failure. This demonstrates the game's emphasis on player choice, impacting the wider narrative across the different scenarios. This page dives into the world of a SEGA Panzer Dragoon RPG, known internationally as Panzer Dragoon Saga, detailing the unfolding story after Edge encounters Gash. The pair journeyed towards the Garil Desert, stopping at the ruined village of Kainas, which has been devastated by mutated creatures. They decide to brave the desert, facing multiple challenges along the way. The journey includes navigating the vast sands, discovering mysterious ruins near an oasis that contain ancient artifacts, and encountering ruins buried deep in the sand. Inside the underground ruins, they battle monstrous foes like the colossal Zeus and the shape-shifting Hyuga, shown here in its aerial, armored, and complete forms. The narrative explores Gash's purpose and the concept of the absolute guest. Ultimately, Gash and Edge part ways after their shared adventure, with Gash entrusting Edge with a pendant and Edge continuing his journey eastward. The page highlights the game's blend of exploration, challenging combat against unique enemies, and a compelling narrative that progresses the story of Edge and his dragon. This page features a Sega dynamic preview covering 2 distinct areas. The left side details a professional baseball team simulation game where the focus is on scouting and acquiring talented players to build your roster. It highlights the importance of scouting ability and the process of finding new talent through keyword searches, showcasing screens related to player stats and scouting reports. The page lists several Japanese professional baseball teams featured in the game, including the Blue Wave, Fighters, Lions, Buffaloes, Marines, Hawks, Giants, Dragons, Carp, Swallows, Bay Stars, and Tigers. The right side of the page shifts focus to Sega's impactful TV commercials and introduces the now legendary character Sagata Sanshiro. Described as a man of imposing physique and stoic demeanor, Sagata Sanshiro burst onto the scene, symbolizing a major image change for Sega's advertising. The page highlights his appearance in various commercials, noting his catchphrase, and mentions that the next commercial will feature Shining Force 2I Scenario 1, The King's Giant, showing stills from the upcoming spot. The segment conveys the excitement and discussion Sagata Sanshiro generated upon his debut. This page provides an in-depth look at the Sega Saturn port of the acclaimed arcade shooter, Battle Garega, showing off screenshots from the development build. It emphasizes the smooth progress of the porting process and the game's faithfulness to the arcade original, particularly highlighting the detailed graphics and the ability to recreate the intense bullet barrages and high-speed action without issue. The article delves into the core gameplay, praising the satisfying feeling of weaving through dense bullet patterns and the challenge presented by the varied enemy attacks. Screenshots showcase intense boss encounters, including the massive and powerful stage bosses that replicate their arcade counterparts' formidable nature and diverse attack strategies. A significant point of interest is the mention of a horizontal screen mode being actively developed, suggesting the port might offer more than just a straight conversion. The page also confirms that the game includes hidden elements, such as bonus items found within destructible environments, and scoring mechanics tied to hidden bonuses, adding depth for high-score seekers. Overall, the preview paints a promising picture of a high-quality port of a challenging arcade classic, perfect for shooter fans. The information box provides standard game details like genre, price, and developer. The next page is dedicated to the Sega Saturn port of the popular romance simulation game Pia Carrot Welcome! It highlights the game's setting in the titular family restaurant and its focus on a refreshing summer youth romance story revolving around a high school student's summer job. The article details the game system, which blends adventure game elements with simulation mechanics where player actions affect parameters and lead to various events. It specifically mentions significant Sega Saturn exclusive content, including entirely new background music, sound effects, animations, and original scenarios, making this port more than just a simple conversion. A particularly interesting feature showcased is the Uniform Select mode, which allows players to see the main heroines in different uniform types, a visual treat that adds replayability and appeals to fans. The page also introduces some of the diverse cast of female characters you'll encounter while working at Pia Carrot, emphasizing that you'll be surrounded by cute girls of various types. This page provides a preview of the Sega Saturn port of the popular romance simulation game Pia Carrot Welcome! Detailing its restaurant setting, summer job story, and Saturn exclusive features like extra content and uniform selection. This page showcases a line of popular strategy guides and books for various games, titled Super Strategy: How to Play Games, and featuring the massive Great Technique Forest founding issue. These guides promise in-depth support for serious gamers. Key features highlighted include incredibly detailed maps designed to prevent players from getting lost, clear visual charts summarizing game progression and data, and comprehensive lists of items, character/unit stats, and even hidden game data. The guides cover a range of titles, with specific books dedicated to games like Crime Crackers 2, Super Robot Wars F, Breath of Fire 2 Eyes, and Gallop Racer 2. The Great Technique Forest book, a massive 420-page volume, compiles strategies for numerous games including Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, Front Mission, Ronde, Namco Museum Encore, and Dead or Alive. These books are presented as essential resources for players looking to fully conquer and understand their favorite games. This page provides an in-depth look at Stellar Assault SS, a 3D polygon shooting game making its way to the Sega Saturn. Originally a hidden gem on the Super 32X, this version promises a power-up port with enhanced graphics and features, including improved polygon rendering and added CGM and voice acting. Players take control of a spacecraft in a dynamic 3D space environment, engaging in intense battles and tackling diverse missions, from enemy annihilation to targeting specific objectives. A notable new addition is a dramatic movie sequence and the ability to save multiple replay traces of your gameplay, a feature absent in the 32X original. The game offers two primary weapon types, the Vulcan shot for concentrated fire and the homing shot for locking onto enemies, though larger battlecruisers are immune to the latter. Players can also utilize a barrier to deflect damage and control their speed with dedicated buttons. The game is presented in a widescreen format, enhancing the immersive experience. The page also mentions a giveaway for a trial version of the game. This page previews Tamagotchi Park, tentative title, coming to the Sega Saturn, bringing the massive Tamagotchi craze to the console. It's a simulation game focused on raising the iconic digital pets within a wide park environment. You can raise multiple Tamagotchi characters at once, interacting with them in the visually appealing park setting, which changes with the seasons. The game emphasizes the importance of keeping your Tamagotchi happy and healthy through various care actions, managed via intuitive icons. Raising key parameters like happiness and satiety is crucial and often tied to playing minigames. Two examples shown are a panel flipping game and a jumping hurdle game, designed to boost your Tamagotchi's mood and stats. The page highlights the wide variety of characters from the series making appearances, including new ones, each with their unique personalities and expressions. Sadly, Tamagotchi will eventually leave, but you can visit a memorial hall to remember past pets. This page presents a detailed report on the adventure game Mashi, focusing on its complex multi-protagonist scenario system. The game features 8 intertwined stories linked by the unique tip and zap mechanics, where character meetings, tip, and interactions trigger events or protagonist switching, zap. The report specifically follows the path of the protagonist Masashi, highlighting 6 crucial checkpoints in his scenario, with timestamps and screenshots. These moments showcase critical decisions, potential lock-ends, bad endings, and how Masashi's choices and tip/zap interactions affect his story and the fates of others. Understanding these connections and potential pitfalls is essential for navigating the game's intricate narrative web. The page serves as a guide to appreciating the depth of Makachi's storytelling. Additionally, a trial version of the game was offered as a giveaway. This page provides an in-depth look at Detective Jinguji Saburo. At the end of a dream, focusing on its opening sequence and two core gameplay systems, the report examines the zapping system, which allows players to switch perspectives between characters like Jake Hunter, Yoko, and Kumano to see the story unfold from different viewpoints. It also explains the new reasoning system, where players must solve mysteries by answering questions based on the information they've gathered, using a scenario involving a phone call as an example. The page features sections specifically detailing Jake Hunter's and Yoko's experiences in the game's beginning, alongside screenshots depicting dramatic moments and character interactions. There is also a brief profile of Yoko Misono from her detective agency. Finally, the page mentions a giveaway offering signed artwork by Katsuya Terada, the character designer for the game. The article highlights the return of key characters and systems, suggesting a deeper narrative experience than previous entries. This page provides an in-depth look at Cross Tante Monogatari, a detective adventure game featuring a massive 45+ hours of content spread across 7 distinct episodes. The article specifically focuses on an incident at a devout girls' school, the 3rd episode, where protagonist Shishido Ken and his assistant Yoko Misono investigate a series of suspicious events, including deaths and threatening letters, at a strict girls' academy. Screenshots depict key moments from this episode, showing dramatic scenes and characters like teachers, students, and a nurse caught up in the mystery. The report also offers glimpses into the other 6 scenarios included in the game. These episodes present a variety of cases, ranging from a classic detective story in the 1st episode to complex thrillers and mysteries set on an island or within a large mansion, varying significantly in length from 1 hour up to 10. The page highlights the game's diverse scenarios and hints at the underlying connections between them. The article also briefly touches upon the game's technical aspects, noting its fast scene switching and detailed CG visuals. This page is a continuation report on a new detective adventure game, specifically focusing on Kindaichi case files. Titled, Continue Zoku to How, it zeroes in on the sorrowful Avenger of Hoshimi Island scenario, featuring protagonist Takuya Asagiri. The article highlights Takuya's quest for revenge after his lover, Yunako, dies under suspicious circumstances. Screenshots depict dramatic moments from the story, including Takuya listening to a mysterious audio recording left by Yuko, encountering 2 young men possibly connected to the death, and scenes showing suspects like Akiko Hisamoto and Chika Takagi. The narrative delves into Takuya's transformation from an ordinary person seeking vengeance to confronting a deep conspiracy. The report details how Takuya attends an event on Hoshimi Island to find Yuko's killer, using sleeping drugs and confronting his target, leading to a pivotal moment of committing murder himself. The page lists key characters involved in the scenario, hinting at their roles in the unfolding mystery. It's clear this scenario is a dark and intense revenge plot within the broader game. The page also includes a small data table about the game's release information. This page continues the report series, focusing on the upcoming RPG Ayu Shigan Gal Act Heroism. The article highlights the game's high degree of freedom and its diverse gameplay systems, ranging from intricate details to mission progression. A prominent feature is the focus on the female characters, with details on aesthetic treatments and body data, suggesting character customization or development plays a role. Beyond character appearance, the game offers various activities like creating bromide photos, engaging in crafting in a workshop, and participating in arena battles. Travel is facilitated by train, adding another layer to exploration. Completing missions leads to character growth, allowing players to freely allocate ability points to develop their party of up to 8 characters. The game boasts around 20 types of missions. An example details meeting a client named Irene and embarking on a quest into a dungeon, encountering classic RPG elements like traps and monsters. The screenshots showcase the game's top-down exploration view, battle system, various menus, and character portraits, giving a good sense of the gameplay loop and visual style. The overall impression is an RPG, with considerable depth and unique features centered around its female cast and diverse activities. This page features a detailed report on Riven, the sequel to Myst, the highly anticipated follow-up to the groundbreaking adventure game. It immediately highlights that the game begins right after the events of Myst, and boasts significantly more content, including over 3 hours of full-motion video and thousands of CG images, dwarfing its predecessor. The article delves into the world of Riven, describing it as a unique setting created by the Atris family, showcasing a highly advanced human civilization with distinct culture, architecture, and artifacts. Screenshots display examples of their technology, like the iconic Mach car and a monorail system, alongside peculiar cultural items such as strange lamps and pipes. The report walks through the game's opening sequence, starting from Atris's study and leading the player to Riven, where a dramatic event involving a mysterious figure occurs. It then details exploration, showing off intricate interior locations filled with bizarre objects and stunning stained glass, implying a rich, alien artistry. Players will encounter unique mechanisms like a telescope, discover key locations like the gate room, and navigate through diverse environments including caves, hinting at the complex puzzle-solving and world-building the series is known for. The visuals shown in the screenshots underscore the immense detail and artistry put into creating this immersive world. This page presents an interview concerning Text World, Arcana Senki, a game that merges elements of tarot cards with a computer game format. The interview features the overall producer/supervisor, Mr. Tarawada, and the development director, Mr. Ando, discussing their deep involvement and specific design choices for the title. They explain that the game aims to create a dramatic experience by integrating the meanings of tarot cards directly into the gameplay and story. The developers emphasize that the core fun comes from strategic card play. They also touch on the campaign mode, where player growth and story progression are key, and the system design, which prioritizes a smooth and engaging pace over overly complex mechanics. The scenario creation process is highlighted, detailing how the inherent meanings of the tarot cards are used to build the narrative and influence events. Screenshots show card battles, the game interface, and striking character and card illustrations, including impressive renditions of various tarot cards. Profiles of Mr. Terracotta and Mr. Ando are also included, outlining their roles in the project. The next page focuses on the Sega Saturn release of After School Love Club, detailing the expanded content and original features added to this version. It highlights a significant increase in date events and the inclusion of animated sequences to make key scenes more impactful. The game also integrates elements from Love Ensemble, adding further scenarios and interactions. System improvements are covered, such as receiving calls from the girls and a CG album feature, allowing players to review unlocked illustrations. The report emphasizes the wealth of original graphics drawn exclusively for the Saturn, offering fresh experiences. Screenshots showcase dating opportunities, new CGS, and character moments, underlining the effort put into making the Saturn version the most comprehensive and visually appealing. This page unveils exciting details about Friends Brilliance of Youth, the Sega Saturn port of the popular PC game Class Reunion, Dosokai. The major highlight is the introduction of a new, high-resolution, full-screen animation feature dubbed Full Spec Motion, running at 32,000 colors. This is presented as a significant technical achievement for the Saturn, with preview images showcasing a dynamic kissing scene from this animation, emphasizing detailed character movement and expression. The report notes that development is actively progressing, with the prologue largely completed and CG visuals nearing completion. Key system changes for the Saturn version include adapting the controls for the gamepad, moving away from the CFX mouse-based input. The visuals are based on the original PC artwork, enhanced with new animated sequences and interface elements like dialogue windows appearing below the main screen. The overall impression is that the Saturn version is shaping up to be a faithful port, with notable visual enhancements through the new animation feature, which the reviewer is clearly impressed by. This page announces the upcoming Sega Saturn release of the highly acclaimed adventure game, Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world, developed by Elf. Described as a true RPG providing diverse adventures, the game offers significant expressive freedom within a world recommended for ages 18 and up. Players will encounter a wide range of experiences, from touching emotional scenes and perplexing mysteries, to confronting villains and navigating adult themes. The game incorporates the unique ADM system, suggesting multiple possibilities within the narrative. High production values are emphasized, featuring beautiful CG visuals, immersive background music, full voice acting, and animation to enhance the grand story. The page is visually composed of a collage of scenes and character artwork from the game, giving a glimpse into its diverse settings and characters, some hinting at the adult content. The game is set to release on December 4th across 3 chronodromes, with a suggested retail price of 7,800 yen before tax. This page showcases two upcoming Sega Saturn titles. On the left is an RPG from the popular Lunar series, titled Lunar, Another World's RPG, Magical School Lunar. It invites players into an adventure story set within a magic school, emphasizing school life and forging memories with friends, featuring the series' signature charming character designs. It is presented as a Sega Saturn exclusive role-playing game with a special trading card bonus for early buyers. On the right is the horse racing simulation game Umanari, One Furlong Gekiju, based on a popular comic. This game focuses on the dramatic world of raising thoroughbreds, putting players in the shoes of a trainer or owner making crucial decisions. It features character designs by the original comic author and highlights realistic voice acting for race announcers, deep simulation elements, and the ability to communicate with the horses. Screenshots show the race action and management screens. This title is scheduled for release on December 4th for 5,800 yen. This page features the upcoming Sega Saturn RPG, Princess Quest, showcasing beautiful character designs for 5 heroines and highlighting its Sega Saturn exclusivity. It details a special limited edition with a deluxe booklet and princess cards, set for release on January 29, 1998. The right side presents The Kingdom of Saturn, a regular feature section packed with Sega Saturn news and events. It includes News Dynamite, a concise summary of the latest happenings. A special campaign is advertised, offering a bonus demo disc titled Oshirashi 3 Shiro, disc featuring playable demos of Sonic R, Shining Force 2I Scenario 1, and Machi to customers who purchase a Sega Saturn console during the year-end/New Year period. The section also covers a recent Sega Saturn Festa event, highlighting the appearance of legendary pro wrestler Giant Baba and Virtua Fighter character Wolf Hawkfield, whose real-life counterpart excited the crowd. Finally, it directs readers to the official Sega website for further information. Sega Saturn news includes a magazine versus game tournament, a last digital circus event, and a new clear controller. A Conehead Club features reader reflections on recovery, studying, and gaming. The right side highlights the Sakura Wars OVA, a Sega vs. Saturn bundle with Battle VA, and new CD releases like the Atelier Marie Drama CD. A manga strip is also featured. This page features the results of the 13th cover prediction contest, where readers voted on which games they wanted to see on future covers. The winners are listed, and notable games mentioned in the voting included Chaos Seed and Princess Crown. Below this is the illustration gallery showcasing fan artwork featuring various characters. The Voices of Those Hoping for Ports section features reader requests for games they wish to see ported. A recurring theme is the desire for a Neo Geo CD controller and ports of classic arcade titles like the Ghosts and Goblins series, Makaimura and Ghouls and Ghosts. The Sega AM Freak section is filled with reader comments and illustrations about Sega AM Division games. Readers discuss and draw fan art for games like Burning Rangers, Shining Force 2I, Decathlete, and racing titles like Daytona USA and Sega Rally Championship. Finally, the Corn Kids Network board presents reader discussions, including thoughts on online communication, potential issues, and mentions a game called Solomon's Key. This page features the Cornhead Club. This page presents a massive list of Sega Saturn software titles released up to November 20, 1997, organized neatly into various genres like fighting, action, RPG, simulation, adventure, shooting, sports, racing, puzzle, table, mahjong, and others. This spread serves as an incredibly comprehensive catalog for fans. You'll find hundreds of games listed, spanning the console's library from early releases to the late fall of '97. The list is ordered by release date within each genre, giving a sense of the console's evolution. It covers major hits and cult classics alike, from popular fighting games like Virtua Fighter and Street Fighter, iconic action titles such as Nights into Dreams and Panzer Dragoon, deep RPGs like Shining Force and Lunar, and beloved arcade ports like Daytona USA and Sega Rally Championship. Notably, the list specifically excludes software like databases or photo collections, focusing purely on titles with actual gameplay. It's a fantastic resource for anyone wanting to see the breadth and depth of the Saturn's library during this period. This page dives into the world of game rankings for the Sega Saturn, pulling data from sales and reader feedback to give us a snapshot of what's hot. We get 2 weeks of sales rankings for early and mid-November 1997. The first week saw Falcom Classics debut at number 1, followed by popular titles like All Japan Pro Wrestling, featuring Virtua and Dead or Alive. The second week saw a massive debut for Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, which absolutely dominated the chart, pushing Sakura Wars into second place and dropping Falcom Classics to third. Soul Hackers clearly had huge anticipation. Then, we see the reader-voted popularity ranking. Sakura Wars, In With You takes the top spot, followed by highly anticipated or recently released titles like Two Heart and Grandia. The text here talks about Sakura Wars 2 being a huge presence, making it tough for other games at the top. Finally, there's a ranking of games readers want ported to the Saturn. Top requests include titles like Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Magical Truck Adventure, and Two Heart. Excitingly, the article announces that Pia Carrot A Yukoso has been decided for a Saturn port. It discusses the game's popularity and how it climbed the rankings. The page also teases a second round of reader ranking surveys. Overall, it's a great look at what Saturn fans were playing, excited about, and hoping to see next. This page details the reader ranking results, highlighting All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua at number 1, alongside ranked tables and brief reviews for top titles. This page continues the reader rankings, featuring titles like Legend of Galactic Heroes Plus at number 4, noted for its satisfying strategy and atmosphere. Lost World Jurassic Park ranks 5th, with readers praising its horizontal scrolling action and dynamic boss battles, despite some difficulty concerns. Coming in at number 6 is Bastard! Whew! A puzzle-based game that some found repetitive, although the vibrant visuals were appreciated. Finally, G-Vector is 7th, described as a challenging 3D shooter with impressive graphics. The page also includes a section calling for reader game reviews for a chance to win prizes, listing various eligible games. The main focus is a large feature promoting Blue Breaker, a romance role-playing game now on sale for Sega Saturn, highlighted by vibrant character artwork and the tagline, "More than a sword, a smile." This page presents advertisements for 2 upcoming games. On the left, we see an advert for the adventure game Tutankhamun's Mystery, coming to both PlayStation and Sega Saturn. It features producer Koji Yoshimoto and highlights its ancient Egyptian theme and puzzle-solving gameplay. On the right is the announcement for Zero Divide, the final conflict on Sega Saturn, billed as the final evolution of the intense 3D polygonal fighting series, showcasing its futuristic robot characters and dynamic combat. Release information is provided for both titles. This page features promotions for 2 distinct Sega Saturn titles. On the left, we see an advertisement for Text World Arcana Senki, an intriguing board and card simulation game rooted in ancient mythology and tarot. Produced by Yoshikazu Terada, it promises a strategic experience. The ad highlights the game's impending release on December 18th and mentions a reservation bonus offering original tarot cards. On the right, the action heats up with Magical Night Dreams Cotton 2. This action-shooting title from Success brings the beloved witch Cotton back with new abilities and features. The ad emphasizes multiple new actions, the addition of characters Apricot and Needle, a dedicated Sega Saturn mode, and cooperative 2-player gameplay. Cotton 2 is scheduled for release on December 4th. This page features 2 distinct Sega Saturn titles. On the left, we see an advertisement for Gaia Breeder, a unique breeding simulation game. The visuals depict a pink blob creature interacting with various animals, hinting at the core gameplay of creating your own wildlife paradise by breeding creatures, possibly including extinct species, using a time machine and Drana. The goal is to become a master breeder in this realistic animal simulation. The advertisement highlights a special mode and a promotion for an original mousepad. On the right, the focus shifts to Wakamatsu Shogi Juku, a shogi simulation and tutorial software. The advertisement features a photo of shogi master Wakamatsu alongside a group of people in a traditional setting, suggesting a focus on learning and playing the classic Japanese board game. It offers instruction for players of all levels, from novice to advanced, and includes multiple game modes like computer matches and position training. A promotion for an autographed fan by Master Wakamatsu is also featured. This page features 2 advertisements for Sega Saturn titles. On the left is Yoshiyuki Sadamoto Illustrations, a digital art collection showcasing artwork from famous Gainax productions like Neon Genesis, Evangelion, and Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. Available now. On the right, the page promotes Legend of the Galactic Heroes Plus, a tactical simulation game for the Sega Saturn based on the popular space opera series, which is also currently on sale. This page showcases 2 upcoming Sega Saturn titles from Kid and Active. On the left is Hukago Renai Club, Koi no Etude, a love simulation game where you navigate relationships within a school setting, featuring a vibrant cast of schoolgirl characters. This looks like a classic visual novel-style game aimed at mature audiences. On the right, Gunblaze S is presented as a love-romance RPG. This title appears to combine role-playing elements with action and romance, featuring a protagonist armed with a gun who battles evil and uses the power of love and magic. Screenshots suggest turn-based combat and exploration segments. Both games are scheduled for release in January '98 and are targeted towards mature players. Special first-print bonuses are also mentioned for Gunblaze S. This page showcases a couple of cool Japanese gaming items. On the left, we're getting a look at Game Boy Magazine, a specialized publication dedicated entirely to the handheld giant. It dropped around December 5th for 390 yen, promising a deep dive into everything Game Boy, from the latest news to essential strategy guides, all packed into one volume. A major draw here is a center feature dedicated to a complete collection focusing on Pokemon Red and Blue, plus a special feature highlighting the upcoming Pokemon Gold and Silver. You can also expect coverage on the Nintendo Space World 97 event and the highly anticipated Dragon Quest monsters. Terry's Wonderland. This magazine looks like a must-have for any serious Game Boy fan back in the day. Shift over to the right, and there's an advertisement for the Desire Official Visual Collection fan book, priced at 1,980 yen. This book is perfect for fans who want to reconnect with the heroines from the game Desire, like Tina, Makoto, Cheryl, and Raiko. It's loaded with new illustrations that graced magazine covers, and even features exclusive, early reveals of original art for the Windows 95 version, planned for release the following spring. If you were a fan of the game, this book promises to fulfill your desire for more. This page promotes Nadeshiko Volume 2, a visual supremacy new concept game magazine with a focus on character appeal, presented as a special edition from the Sega Saturn fan editorial team. This is the second issue, hitting stores on December 4th for 690 yen, and it's noted to be larger than standard game magazines. The cover features Yuno, from the classic visual novel Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world, seen here with the little dragon, Trippy. The magazine promises a deep dive into various titles across Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and Windows 95, highlighting visual novels and adventure games. Featured games include Yuno, Sentimental Graffiti, Dukoku Soshite, Galaxy Fraulein Yuna 3, Dokusei If, Nolil, Meltylancer, and others covering genres like Battle Shrine Maiden and Quicksword themes on Win 95. It looks like a must-read for fans of character-driven experiences from that era. This page features Atelier Marie, the Alchemist of Salzburg, an RPG that tasks players with helping the main character, Marie, graduate from alchemy school. As a struggling student, Marie is given an alchemy workshop for 5 years, with the goal of becoming a competent alchemist. The gameplay revolves around gathering materials from various locations, synthesizing items in the atelier, managing finances, and fulfilling requests from clients. Success in crafting depends on Marie's condition, like fatigue. Players also need to gather information from books, taverns, and town rumors to discover new recipes and locations. The page highlights the item creation process, the importance of information gathering, and introduces Marie, Marlone, herself, noting her initial status as the Academy's worst student, but her potential to improve and achieve different endings based on her progress over the 5-year period. The screenshots showcase the game's interface, focusing on the alchemy workshop and town exploration. This page delves further into the gameplay mechanics and world of the RPG, Atelier Marie, the Alchemist of Solberg. It highlights that combat outside of town is a command-based affair where Marie is not alone. She needs to hire adventurers to fight alongside her. The page introduces several potential party members available for hire, including Kreis, Naklir, Haresh, Lewin, and Kugel, each with unique skills and personalities, affecting their hiring cost and effectiveness. Building rapport with these adventurers is crucial. The page also showcases original artwork by character designer Sakura Kohime and details a special original event from this version of the game. It introduces CIA, a gentle and kind character who seems to be Marie's friend. A significant event is featured, centering around finding an ancient, rare turtle. This presents a moral dilemma: harvesting the turtle for valuable alchemy materials or sparing it. The decision impacts the story's progression. Following this event, something catastrophic occurs, depicted by a burning village, and the page notes a subsequent event where a valuable item, the star fragment, becomes significantly cheaper at the Academy shop. Finally, the page introduces some of the monsters Marie and her party will encounter outside the safety of town, including the iconic Puni, a naga, gargoyle, wolf, mantis, and other unique foes like Schwalbe and Werbel, highlighting the dangers that await as Marie explores the world. This page introduces Galaxy Fraulein Una 3, Lightning Angel, a tactical adventure simulation game. It combines a story-driven adventure mode with tactical battles. The game follows Una and her allies as they face the invading mechanical empire, led by the fearsome Mechanical Emperor. The adventure portions progress the story through chapters, featuring various events, movies, and even mini-games, with player choices influencing the branching narrative. In the simulation battles, chibi versions of Una and her team engage in turn-based combat on a grid, using unique special moves to defeat enemies and meet victory conditions. The game showcases several key characters, including new and returning allies, as well as villains from the Mechanical Empire like the 6 Great Flowers and 4 Heavenly Kings, promising a charming cast and engaging strategic gameplay. This page showcases 2 distinct titles. On the left is Refrain Love, a simulation game where you play as a university student aiming to confess to a girl by Christmas Eve. The gameplay involves managing daily life, raising various parameters through activities like going out, part-time jobs, and hobbies, and building relationships with 3 main potential partners through choices and interactions. On the right is multiple personality girl Maria, The Reason You Were Born, a psychological adventure game structured like an 8-chapter drama. You play as a young psychiatrist investigating the dark past of a girl with multiple personalities. The game combines still image/text parts, movie/voice parts, and interactive CG exploration to uncover the mystery surrounding Maria's trauma and disappearance from the hospital. The story delves into a murder mystery tied to her past. This page dives deep into the unique mechanics of Cotton 2, Magical Night Dreams, focusing heavily on the Renbaku, or chain shot system, which is presented as crucial for achieving high scores and mastering the game. The article highlights how this system, alongside the Fuyin, or seal/capture ability, allows players to deal with large groups of enemies and strategically gain advantage. Screenshots showcase the vibrant arcade-style graphics and gameplay in action. The page also details the catch mechanic, explaining how players can grab enemies, even bosses' weapons, and throw them back. It touches upon character abilities, noting the sprites are larger and more detailed than in the original Cotton, and discusses how collecting crystals changes the elemental properties of Cotton and Apley's shots, adding another layer of strategy to combat and chain shots. The article emphasizes the depth of the system and encourages players to master these techniques. This page gives us a detailed look at Bomberman Wars, the game that brought the classic bomber action into a 3D space with a quarter-view perspective for the first time. A major change is the introduction of a damage gauge, moving away from the traditional one-hit kill system, adding a new strategic layer to battles. The 3D environment also enables new actions like jumping and double jumping, allowing for more dynamic movement around the stages. The game features 3 main modes: Story Mode, where you compete in a Bomberman tournament, Battle Mode for multiplayer action supporting up to 4 players, and Survival Mode, challenging you to defeat waves of enemies. Several stages are previewed, showcasing diverse environments like a fortress, a floating island, snowy terrain, a desert camp, and a rocky battlefield. The page also introduces the extensive cast of playable characters beyond White and Black Bomberman, featuring unique fighters like Honey, Kotetsu, Bagurao, Golem Bomber, and many others, each with distinct abilities. The next page introduces Arcana Strikes, a new tactical card battle game designed to appeal to collectors. The game tasks you with exploring the fading Arcana world to find and revive the power of 22 special cards among the 300 different types scattered throughout the world. The core gameplay is a card battle system where strategy depends on the cards you collect. You'll use might cards for elemental attacks, monster cards to summon allies like a slime or a tomboy to fight alongside you, and capture cards to seal away defeated enemy monsters, potentially turning them into your own allies for future battles. At the very top are the powerful Arcana cards. The magazine highlights that the designs for the rare cards are handled by a lineup of famous artists. The battle interface shows player and enemy leaders, summoned monsters, and your hand of usable cards, emphasizing the strategic selection process. This page features two distinct sports simulations. First, we have a baseball game from the popular Pawapuro series, highlighting its unique Meet Cursor system and using player data from the '97 season. The standout feature is the Success Mode, offering a 3-year journey to train a rookie player and strive for the main team. Screenshots depict gameplay, character interactions from the training mode, and player statistics. Next, the page covers Virtual Fighter 2, a realistic simulation of Japanese hydroplane racing. Key modes include training a new racer in Hero Legend mode, competitive versus play, and the ability to predict race outcomes. The game emphasizes tuning your boat and mastering techniques like the monkey turn. Screenshots show the intense racing visuals, boat setup screens, and profiles of the racers. It appears to be a detailed look at the sport for fans and newcomers alike. This page dives into the Saturn Soft Impression section, kicking off with a major feature on the highly anticipated adventure game, Uno. Presented with anime-style artwork, it's highlighted as a masterpiece, and even recommended for PC players who experienced the original, suggesting its high level of completion on the Saturn. A panel of expert reviewers offers their varied opinions on this deep narrative experience. Moving on, we look at Sonic R, the Blue Blur's foray into 3D racing. The review emphasizes the vast, competitive courses where split seconds matter, noting its unique feel compared to other racing games. Reviewer thoughts are included, generally highlighting the return of Sonic in a new genre. Next, Virtual Fighter 2, following up on the previous page's look at this hydroplane racing simulation, is described as a severe and unusual racing game where mastering strategy is key. It seems this page offers more reviewer perspectives on the competitive and strategic depth of the title. Finally, Arcana Strikes is reviewed as a card battle RPG, featuring good graphics and sound. The gameplay is noted to blend strategy with an element of luck, providing a unique combat feel in this role-playing game. This page continues the Saturn Soft Impression section, leading off with a look at Ginga Ojo-sama Densetsu Yuna 3. A strategy RPG that builds on the series, focusing on raising characters and engaging in tactical battles. Reviewers appreciate its simulation depth. Next up is Hop Step Idol, described as a simulation game likely aimed at a female audience, centered around producing and developing idols with elements of dating simulation intertwined with the management gameplay. We then move to Princess Crown, a visually stunning action RPG renowned for its beautiful artwork and engaging combat system. The game delivers a rich world and strategic action that impressed reviewers. Following that is Saturn Bomberman Fight. Woot! A unique 3D fighting spin-off from the classic Bomberman series. It introduces an HP system and brings the explosive battles into a 3-dimensional arena, offering a fresh take on the familiar gameplay. Atelier Marie, The Alchemist of Salzburg, the foundational title of the beloved Atelier series, is featured, highlighting its unique blend of RPG elements with alchemy crafting and a focus on the protagonist's daily life and item synthesis rather than traditional combat and world saving. Finally, the page briefly covers Brador Disc Volume 9 and Volume 10, which are non-game video collections featuring gravure idols. This page continues the Saturn Soft Impression section, kicking off with the baseball simulator JICU Powerful Pro Baseball ES, part of the popular Power Pro series. Reviewers commented on its player development mode and compared it to the N64 version, with scores hovering around 6.0. Next up is the action-packed shooter Cotton 2, highlighted for its rapid-fire gameplay and enjoyable combo system, earning scores in the 6.6 range. We then look at Maria, Kimi ga Umareta Wake, a suspenseful adventure game praised for its gripping story and visual presentation, receiving average scores around 6.4. Following that is Miss Height Pure Girl, Bijo Karen Nikki Special, a dating simulation or visual novel featuring attractive characters and a pleasant atmosphere, with scores around 6.2. The page also features Dejukuri McKnight Art Collection, which lets you enjoy jigsaw puzzles using artwork from the McKnight series on your TV screen. There's also a mention of Hisaku no Kobako Collection, a collection of simulation games from the Hisaku series. Finally, a look at the highly anticipated RPG Grandia. This title is lauded for its technical prowess, engaging battle system, impressive visual effects, and detailed world design, marking it as a standout entry in the genre. This page dives deeper into impressions of Saturn games, starting with Impression! Reviewers discuss the adventure game Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world, praising its impactful story and emotional depth, though some note its length. Next is Princess Crown, an action RPG, where reviewers appreciated its polished action and charming characters, calling the music good, but finding the action part repetitive at times. Below that is the race game Impression. Virtual Qt 2, a boat racing simulator, receives mixed feedback, with comments on its sim-like feel and replay features being a bit off. Sonic R, the racing game featuring Sonic and friends, is highlighted for its appealing visuals and graphics, though some found the controls and track design frustrating, preferring it more for its look than its feel. The page then announces the launch of the Project A support page for the upcoming game Etude. It explains that Etude is a game system where you play as a high school student, choosing either a male or female protagonist, illustrations of whom are shown, and navigating a significant 2-month period, focusing on self-discovery and pursuing interests or relationships. Gameplay involves making choices, talking to characters, and improving your abilities. Finally, there's a section called Let's Recruit, asking for reader submissions, including original project ideas and illustrations, with a mailing address provided for sending contributions related to the Etude project. This page is packed with updates for fans of the Tokimeki Memorial series, covering new game information and a boatload of merchandise. It leads with Tokimeki Beat Fast, promising details on 2 major titles. First up is new game info. It shows screenshots from something called Irodori no Love Song, featuring characters like Suzuno Nechan, detailing gameplay that seems to involve character interactions and events within the school setting. There's also an announcement for a new quiz game, Tokimeki no Hukago, After School Tokimeki, showcasing character illustrations and in-game quiz questions, hinting at a fun character-focused trivia experience, potentially coming to PlayStation and Saturn. The page then dives into a holiday merchandise showcase, presenting a wide array of Tokimeki Memorial goods available for purchase, including system notebooks, stamp sets, CD cases, stationery, and various calendars like desk and wall types. It also highlights prize goods you could win at amusement centers, such as themed system notebooks and CD sets. The sheer variety demonstrates the series' massive popularity and the demand for collectible items. Finally, there's information about a special in-store event featuring a voice actress, celebrating the opening of a new store branch, alongside maps to the locations. This page is a treasure trove for any dedicated Tokimeki Memorial collector and player, offering glimpses of upcoming games and a chance to deck out their life with series merchandise. This page features a 2-page spread dedicated to the highly anticipated Sega Saturn release of Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. It includes character profiles for Kana Hatano and Eriko Takeda, offering glimpses into their personalities through descriptive text and character art. The main focus is clearly on building excitement for the game's imminent launch on the Saturn. The article mentions the bundled items and showcases the 12 different illustrations used across the game's packaging, a cool bonus for collectors. Additionally, there's news about a separate music CD release, which promises to include original BGM, character voice tracks, and an illustration book, available via mail order. This page serves as a great teaser, highlighting key characters and drumming up hype for the game's release and related merchandise. This page is dedicated to arcade hits making their way to home consoles. The main focus is on Street Fighter II's Second Impact, highlighting the return of Akuma as a hidden character. It details how he appears in calm battles under specific conditions and lists his command moves, including his signature Raging Demon super art. Screenshots show Akuma in action and his super art selection screen. Another title featured is the 3D helicopter shooter, Zero Gunner. The article describes it as using the Model 2 engine, featuring intuitive 8-way movement and a lock-on attack system. Players can choose from different helicopters like the Apache and Cobra. Screenshots showcase the game's 3D aerial combat perspective. Additional information includes a tip for unlocking hidden character colors in Street Fighter 2's Second Impact by pressing specific buttons during selection. There's also the start of a series on Battle Gorega, discussing the different screen display modes available for the home port. This page is a big update on Cybertrooper's Virtualon Oratorio Tangram, likely revealed at the recent AM show. The main focus is the introduction of the vibrant new Virtua Monoroid, Faye the Knight. She's depicted in two striking color schemes, one purple and one pink, showcasing a design that's notably more flashy and cute than previous mechs, suggesting a shift in style. The article hints at her backstory and notes how different she looks from other Virtua Sharoids. Beyond the new character, the page highlights powered-up armaments, mentioning improvements to melee attacks and turbo shots, with enhanced graphical effects that look stunning. Several screenshots showcase Faye in action, performing attacks and navigating stages, along with glimpses of other Virtuoids like Raiden and Temujin demonstrating their moves and new visual fidelity. The side section also advertises two Virtualon commentary books, offering deeper dives into the game's world and designed for dedicated fans. These books cover everything from mechanics to character designs. The next page dives deep into the strategic intricacies of Virtua Fighter 3 TB, offering advanced tactics for mastering the unique combat styles of siblings Sarah and Jackie Bryant. The guide emphasizes the importance of building a solid foundation in the game's mechanics, suggesting that strong basics are key to victory, especially in competitive play. For Sarah, the focus is on controlling the pace of the fight, utilizing counters and moves that can stagger or disrupt the opponent to gain an advantage and initiate offense. Screenshots demonstrate key moments for applying these techniques, such as using her rising elbow or specific kick sequences. Jack Kiki's section highlights his versatile offensive capabilities, particularly his multi-hit combos and signature elbow spin kicks. The guide discusses utilizing his jab straight to set up opportunities and incorporating sway movements for defense before launching a counterattack. Illustrated with screenshots of Jackie executing these moves, the article aims to help players establish their own effective playstyle with these dynamic characters. The overall goal is to equip players with the knowledge to navigate the competitive landscape of Virtua Fighter 3 TB. The next page is packed with Hyper Ultra Tech, a collection of tips and tricks for various Sega Saturn games, ranked by effectiveness. It kicks off with high-ranking tips for the Sega Ages/Columns Arcade Collection, revealing methods to easily obtain hidden gems and unlock all 8 jewels right from the start, alongside how to change the game's background. Moving on, there are detailed instructions for steep slope sliders to unlock hidden characters and courses, allowing players to hit the slopes as unique riders on secret downhill tracks. Fans of Lost World. Jurassic Park will find a tip for accessing a special ending sequence featuring actor Jeff Goldblum. There's also a tip for Puchi Chirat Mu to access a music selection screen directly from the title. For Virtua Fighter Kids, players can learn how to unlock a news mode and even set up Kupu vs. Kupu matches to watch the AI battle it out. Anarchy in the Nippon offers 10 hidden elements to uncover, including unlocking various characters and game modes. Further tips cover interacting with the title screen logo in Dizemon 2, enabling free play with infinite credits in Raystorm, changing the playable main character in the Samurai Showdown RPG, and a peculiar effect where the number of falling petals changes in Ninja Jajamaru-kun Onigiri Ninpocho. Finally, the page includes information on how readers can submit their own Ultratech discoveries to the magazine for publication. This page features 2 upcoming Sega Saturn titles. First up is Himitsu Sentai Metamor V, an adventure game where 5 elementary school girls transform into a Super Sentai team to protect Earth from aliens. The gameplay centers around story choices that build trust among the team members, which in turn boosts their power in battle. The page introduces the 5 colorful heroines, detailing their names, ages, and transformed identities like Metamor Red and Metamor Blue, highlighting their unique personalities and looks. Also showcased is Nanatsu no Hikan, Senritsu no Bishou, a horror-adventure game set in a mysterious mansion. This title stands out for its full CG 3D environments and a unique two-player simultaneous mode, a rarity in adventure games, allowing players to solve the mansion's puzzles and face its monstrous inhabitants cooperatively. An interview with the producer sheds light on the game's concept, its blend of adventure and action elements, and the strategic advantage of the two-player co-op for tackling its challenges. The game involves investigating a mad scientist's plot tied to environmental destruction and biological weapons, featuring creepy facilities and strange creatures. This page showcases a trio of upcoming Sega Saturn titles. We start with Ayakashi Shinden Kunoichiban Plus, a simulation game putting you in charge of training a ninja kunoichi at a special academy. The goal is to raise them to be the best, managing their school life, classes, and activities which influence their abilities and personality. The page features character designs for the students and teachers, highlighting the cast you'll interact with in this unique school setting. Next up is Princess Maker Yumemiru Yusei, a classic raising simulation game. You take on the role of a parent raising a young girl, guiding her through various activities and events over several years as she grows and develops. The screenshots show off some of the charming in-game events and contests she can participate in, like garden parties and festivals, which are key milestones in her journey. Finally, we have Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, bringing intense 2D fighting action to the Saturn. This entry in the popular Fatal Fury series boasts refined combat and introduces a Saturn-exclusive feature called Chance Fight. This special bonus mode triggers under specific conditions during a match, offering a unique challenge where winning multiplies your score, but losing halves it, adding an extra layer of risk and reward to the fights. Please provide the text you would like me to summarize. This page presents a comprehensive latest status report on highly anticipated software titles. It's a snapshot of upcoming Sega Saturn games, covering a diverse range of genres including major RPGs like Panzer Dragoon Saga, Lunar 2, Eternal Blue, and Dungeons & Dragons Collection, popular simulation series like Sakura Wars 2 and Princess Maker, and notable adventures like Riven. Each entry provides details such as developer, genre, planned release information, and critically, an update on the development progress, often including a percentage complete and commentary from the development or promotion staff. Screenshots and character art accompany most titles, giving readers a visual taste of what's to come. The report conveys excitement for these upcoming releases, highlighting key features and assuring fans that progress is being made on their most awaited games. This page features the new production sale calendar, giving Sega Saturn fans a clear look at upcoming releases. The calendar lists games chronologically, starting in November 1997 and extending into 1998, including titles with yet-to-be-determined release dates. It covers a wide spectrum of genres, from major RPGs and strategy games like Shining Force 2i and the highly anticipated Panzer Dragoon Saga and Lunar 2, Eternal Blue, to action and fighting games like X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Vampire Savior, plus adventure titles such as Riven. The calendar also notes changes from previous months, using colored text to indicate new entries or updates to game titles and release schedules. It's an essential roadmap for anyone keeping track of the Saturn's busy release schedule, providing publisher information and pricing alongside the release dates. This page highlights the latest issue of Saturn Fan, number 24, hitting stores on December 12th. Continuing the look at the bustling Saturn release schedule seen on the previous page. On the left, you'll find standard magazine information including contact details, a table outlining game release specifics, and credits for the team. There's also an editor's note discussing upcoming content. The large section in the middle is a game index, listing the titles covered in this issue with page references, a handy guide to the magazine's extensive content. The most prominent feature is a large, vibrant advertisement for the game Refrain Love from Riverhill Soft. This appears to be a dating simulation or adventure game, featuring attractive anime-style character designs. The ad spells the title Restrain Love, but it's known as Refrain Love. It promotes a White Snow limited package that includes a premium music CD and character items, and hints at an emotional story with text like, "You still don't know my feelings," and "I want to meet you." It's a visually appealing ad showcasing a genre popular on the Saturn. This page is dominated by a large advertisement for the Sega Saturn game, Arcana Strikes, billing itself as a new genre, a tactical card game. The core loop involves collecting cards, raising monsters, strategizing, and battling. The game boasts a top-class staff across production, graphics, and sound, notably featuring Toshihiko Takamizawa of the legendary band The Alfie, producing the theme song. The gameplay challenges players to outthink their opponents using a collection of 300 unique cards, focusing on raising powerful, summonable monsters. Screenshots depict vibrant battle scenes, showing monsters engaged in combat with menu options for tactics like attacking and healing, alongside displays of various monster and item cards. Players who purchased the first production run received a special Growing Monster card, Premium. Released on December 11th, Arcana Strikes aimed to combine deep strategic gameplay with the appeal of collecting and raising creatures within a card battle framework.